This is a Live Eco Style production.
That's the official clap. So, anyway, good morning, everybody. This is Old Uncle Randy, and I am broadcasting high from the 48th floor, overlooking beautiful northern Illinois, Kishwaukee River, and southern Wisconsin, where the Cheddar Curtain has been lowered for all us Illinoisances going north once again. But we want to have everybody understand our thoughts and prayers are with everybody down in Florida this week, in Puerto Rico, and all over the world where they have discomfort. But certainly our prayers are down in Florida. And today we're going to be doing our Eco Minute. I'm really excited about this because at Live Eco Style, one of the things we bumped into is that recycling tires, if it had a purpose, it would be something that I always thought would be a good idea. But with me today is Kyle Parsons, right? Is that right, Kyle? Got that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, let everybody know where you work.
Yeah. Hi, Uncle Randy. Thanks for having me on today.
Welcome.
My name's Kyle, and I'm with Indosol, and we are a B Corp certified and 1% for the planet member. We are a sandal brand, so we make flip-flops and slides and a variety of open-toed footwear for men, women, and children. What's different about our brand is that we prevent waste tires from ending up in the landfill or in the oceans and recycle them into the soles of our shoes.
Yeah, and if anybody lives around unrecycled tires or tires by the mountain, I think there used to be it might have been in Pennsylvania. I can't remember where it was. It seemed like there was a tire fire that raged. I'm not even sure it's out yet, quite honestly, that started. I didn't have time to check into it before today, but it literally was a fire that burnt for years. Did you ever hear about that?
Yeah, there's been many of those over history. They're very hard to extinguish because tires have a lot of oil in them. So it's not an easy fire to just put out.
No, not at all. But you found a way that, tell me the history of who woke up one morning and said, I think I'll turn a tire into a flip-flop. How does that go over Cheerios in the morning?
Yeah, well, it was something like that. I was on a family vacation in Bali, Indonesia,
Nice.
and I was out shopping and I was walking down the street, and the sandals I was wearing at the time broke. The thong pulled out, so I had a blowout, and then I was barefoot on the sidewalk. So I needed a new pair of sandals, and I walked into a boutique and I found this really interesting pair of sandals that I'd never seen before. It had a kind of a natural weave using grass leaf on top, and then on the sole it had a tire, which was a raw motorcycle tire. And I'd never seen that before and thought it was kind of neat. So I bought the sandals, and they weren't very comfortable at all, but it was the concept that stuck with me. When I got back home, I started doing some research, and I found that each year billions of tires end up in the landfills or clogging our streams or in the ocean, and they're very toxic. Tires are made to be very durable, and they have oil and latex and a lot of kind of nasty things in them, which make them so strong, but also disallow them to decompose. So
Right.
the first tire really is out there somewhere. So tires are kind of an environmental problem that nobody knows is a real big problem, but they also happen to make a good sole for a pair of shoes or a pair of sandals. So that's where the concept came from.
Absolutely. Now, were you the inventor, creator, or do you own this company, or what's your status, Kyle?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, both. I mean, now these days we have a full team. We've been in business for 13 years, which we're proud of, and it has not been easy, but it's been a great ride, and we're going to keep it rolling.
Yeah, the gentleman I was just telling you about that's interested in recycled tires, I'll keep his name out of here at this point in time. We might divulge it later, but this from LA, um, he just called me, and he's very interested in globally on recycling tires, for many different reasons. And
Okay.
I'd like to hook you two guys up because, we're all three of us are on the same thing. Tires just don't go away. I don't know what their death life is, but I know a plastic bag is
Not. We
20,000 years.
Well, yeah, we actually don't know because tires haven't even been around long enough for us to
No.
even calculate how long it would take for them to break down on their own or decompose. So it's potentially never. Again, because they're built so strong and so durable to withstand a car's life. So they need to be pulverized, they need to be broken down and made into new stuff. And that's what we're doing.
Now, are you breaking it down into granule form? Now, do you remelt them or just put in granules and press them? How does that process work?
Yeah, it's been a process of an evolution of the process for us. Is at the beginning it was all hand done and we were just cutting up tires by hand, which were motorbike tires without a steel belted radial, which we could just chop up and put on the bottom of a sandal. As time went on, we hit the bottleneck with that process. It was a
Yeah,
pretty labor intensive process.
sure.
So we started pulverizing the tires, grinding them down to a powder, and that's what we have now, which is a kind of a trade secret process that we have, and stamping it out into a mold. So you have a recycled tire sole and then organic and natural materials on the upper of our sandals.
That is just so cool because I've done a lot of work on the islands and particularly in Maui. I mean, with the what they call the whitewashing or the bleach washing of the coral that's been caused by runoff from herbicides, pesticides, and of course, a lot of people don't realize the Hawaiian Islands are the most remote place on Earth. 2,000 miles any direction. I mean, you're there. You got to be sustainable and you got to make things work. And throwing it back in the ocean is not something we want to do anymore. They just cleaned up a beach on one of the outer islands there. 2 million pounds of it. It was incredible. The stuff that just washes up. I don't think we want to throw tires into the ocean. They might sink, but I don't think they're going to decompose. So your solution is outstanding. And are you global, national? How's your distribution at this point in time?
Yes, our manufacturing is done in Indonesia, which is kind of the birthplace of the brand, hence the name Indosol.
Mm-hmm.
And in Indonesia, we have suppliers that we work with. We have a tire supplier, we have a tire processor, and then we're a customer at a large scale manufacturer. And then we have retail stores in Bali. We're opening our third retail store this month. Um, and then we are distributed globally as well. So here in the USA, it's actually our biggest market. So I'm from California, and it's a lot of people wear sandals here. So
Yeah.
and a lot of people care about the environment. So we're kind of a mindset, in contributing to a global problem, but also from an educational standpoint, trying to really create awareness around recycling, conscious consumerism, and eco fashion, and just inspiring people to make more healthy choices in their consumer goods. We distribute in 16 countries in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and Taiwan in the Middle East.
Hi, Kip. Can I ask you a question about that distribution? Because I want to get to your B Corp status here in a minute. How did you find the distributors? I mean, that's a big task on its own, and you're the guy sitting at the top. So, I mean, that's my to-do list
Yeah.
today. And Benatar and I got to find somebody to sell it. And oh yeah, France. I mean, how did you go about that?
Yeah, well, we're fortunate to have a group of some industry experience and some networks. So some of this was through our network, and we are able to find some of the right people. Others we just bumped into. We met them at trade shows, or they came into our shop in Bali and they said, hey, I really like your product and I do this and I do that, and how about we set up an arrangement? So yeah, we've been very fortunate to find some great people to work with.
Now, do you get back and forth to Bali very often?
Yeah, I just got back this past week, and it's amazing over there. It's very
Roasting
beautiful.
Bali coffee this afternoon, my favorite coffee in the world. Quite a history in coffee, by the way. So,
Okay, yeah, great coffee in Java.
well, they had one of the volcanoes that disturbed the coffee production over there a number of years. And you talk about sustainable,
Yeah.
the government, I don't know if that's the right term, but they decided to help out the coffee growers by
Mm.
making it organic and all these other things. Best coffee. I mean, I fight to get their coffee there, and it's one of the best coffees in the world. So how
Yeah.
frequently do you get to go to Bali? I mean, for everybody's dream, they're going, I've got to go to work. Bye. Come on.
Yeah, I spend about 3 to 4 months a year over there, but
Nice.
we have a team that's there full time and running the show, and it's best for myself and our team here in the USA to be doing the trade shows and meeting with the retailers. So
Sure.
yeah,
So how long is that flight? Tell us about that.
yeah, it's
Get
about
way into the
night.
weeds of your life, but I find it fascinating.
Yeah, I live in San Francisco. It's 19 hours in the air with a couple of stops.
Yeah.
You get a little bit of jet lag, but especially when you arrive in Bali, you feel so uplifted and energized by everything that's going on there, and just its placement on the equator and all of that. It's an amazing place with just incredible natural elements. Indonesia has 17,000 islands. It's an archipelago.
Yeah.
Some of the cleanest and most beautiful ocean you've ever seen, and the nicest people.
Yeah, I've met senior leaders from down in Houston with a former golf professional. We had his birthday down there, and sitting at the table was Al Basir. He's actually still a leader. He was the consulate general at Houston, and it located in Houston for Indonesia. And it was really blessed to go to an evening with him and his wife as he was called back to Indonesia to more significant there. But he's always that standing invitation with the number of islands that are there. People, how many thousand? You say 10,000 islands or?
Yes, 17,000
Jeez,
what they're
that's
claiming.
phenomenal. I've always wanted to go to Bali. You're way ahead of me, but we do a lot of islands, and I think it's a great fit for Live Eco Style to get the message out, because I want to get into briefly what a B Corporation is. And it seems to be a great topic for businesses to look at from a standpoint of sustainability. So give us your understanding of how being a B Corp affects you.
Yeah, so B Corp was founded by Patagonia, which, as everybody knows, one of the most responsible companies out there. We qualified for a B Corp rating in 2014. It's basically a certification for labor practices and goods. It's basically for the fashion industry of what like fair trade is for milk, for example. Whereas it's a certification that is very coveted for responsible manufacturing. So what it means is that we're doing the things that we say we're doing. So no underage labor in the factories, a no more than 6-day work schedule, insurance for the manufacturing, for the factory, and then also within our corporate means that we're following responsible guidelines and taking care of our people.
Yeah, it's a great, and I'm learning about it. I think that it's cool that being here, my associate Rob is the one. He said, "Have you heard about B Corps?" And I go, "I should have probably. You're just telling me that, But it's great to hear that from the beginning. But I love what you're doing. Hopefully you can send us a few samples. We're getting our Live Eco Style corporate lounge put together for future broadcasts like this. This is coming from the corporate headquarters on the 48th floor, which is a little bit simpler, but yeah, you get to talk to people like you and really enjoy that. So give us your website.
Yeah, it is indosole.com.
Let's spell it. Yeah, go ahead.
INDOSOLE.com.
Spectacular. And you are the one, the only, everybody doing everything. You're the same wrinkles I do every day. So if you ever want to get a hold of the guy, Kyle Parsons, you did a great job. I'm sure we're going to have you on in the future. And I know that our travel destinations are going to be great to know that you're part of Live Eco Style. And he's going to be on our website here, not only in the front page with this little interview, but I'm sure we'll be creating a page for the B Corps and probably for the beautiful products that he's going to be sending us. Because actually here in Northern Illinois, Southern Wisconsin, we wear flip-flops until it's about 20 below. I mean, it doesn't, down in Atlanta, 2 inches shuts down schools. Up here, 42 below and a 30-mile-an-hour wind and a little snow, it's a good day to go out and barbecue, so.
I like your style.
Yeah, it is. I'm telling you, I've seen my sidekick, he walked in one day, truly was 6 below, in the traditional flip flops, bare feet, and the whole 9 yards. I mean, he just
Good on him.
yeah, we hate it. We want to go somewhere warm. But anyway, Kyle, enjoyed it.
Randy.
Look forward to talking to you many times. Look forward to getting to know you, and stay in touch. And we're got to get the story out. It's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Randy. Take
Talk
it
to you
easy.
soon.
Talk to you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye.